Hi everybody, this is Dominic Nelson at underground.com, and I'm very happy to say that once again we're with Barney from Napalm Death.
Oh, hey, mate.
I'm good. Well, straight into it then. This is the Persistence tour. You've only been playing for tonight.
Yeah, just the London one, just to make up the numbers kind of thing, I think, so yeah.
No, it's not a bad way to spend a Sunday.
Yeah, it's alright, you know, I mean, it's basically, last gig we did was in Birmingham, December, and then we've been taking some time since then, but yeah, so it's the first one really. It's not a nice way just to ease yourself back in again, you know, so just a one-off in London on a Sunday night, you know.
Yeah,
so,
why not?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah. Straight into Napalm Death itself then. I believe the new album is more or less done. Last I heard, you just had to put the vocals.
The music, well, you say that, but it's like it's a bit. That's not something that you can do overnight. No, I mean, I'm basically the music's done. I've been working on vocals and stuff as much as I can, writing and obviously putting them down. So I'm more or less halfway through. So there's a bit more to do, but of course then we got to look at things like artwork and all the various things.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing with Napalm is it's after this many albums, and not that it didn't anyway in the first place, but it's got to. It can't just be something you just throw out there. You know, it can't just be something that's, you know, like artwork, for example. Oh yeah, just put a nuclear bomb on something and peace sign and no, you know that you got to use your imagination a little bit, you know, try and express things in different ways. So I think the last couple of album sleeves we did were fucking great, to be honest. I mean, I really liked them a lot, you know, they really sort of expressed what I want to say in a different way. So I'd definitely like to do that with the next one.
Yeah. And the Coded Smears artwork, that.
Yeah, well, that exactly, yeah, the last two, yeah.
When I saw it, I kind of went, ugh.
Yeah, exactly, and the last album as well, same thing. So I'd like to do something along them lines, although it would be good to do something that people didn't go, oh, well, that kind of looks like the last two. It's different, but it's like, so I'd actually like stylistically, if we can, I'd like it to be different, but it can be quite difficult. It has to be confrontational, and it has to be extreme, obviously within its own, you know, context. So it requires a bit of thought, you know. I mean, I've been speaking with Frody, you know, the artist, so he's going to do the next one.
Cool.
But it's a matter of where we go from here, really, because we've looked at 100 different things so far to try and get some ideas, and nothing's jumping off the page yet. You know, something will come in the end, you know. So.
Okay, good. Obviously, one question that's been going around for quite a while now is Mitch. Is he still with Napalm?
Mitch has played on the album.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a situation where same thing really as I've been saying for the last couple of years. Nothing's really changed per se. It's like Mitch played on the album. Whether Mitch comes back and plays live with the band again, you know, we just don't know, you know, because the situation now is that, like, because of the kind of catalogue of events that happened in his life, he had to kind of sort things out a little bit. So now after he's done that, he's on that path, you know. So whether or not he can spare time to do that stuff now is.
Are you doing an interview?
Sorry. Yeah.
Right, so it's up in the air, but fingers crossed. But then, is it John?
John, yeah. He's been great. Yeah, I mean the thing is that the door's always open to Mitch, you know. But it's whether he can do it, you know. That's the thing, you know. It's like I say, life's a kind of. There's definitely no gulf between Mitch and Napalm Death. It's just that his life it was a necessity with his. Well, he had two family deaths, you know, in the space of a month or something. It was really traumatic for him, you know. He had a load of other stuff going on, and it was just a really bad time for him, you know. So he had to get his life sorted out, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, you know. Really, like I said, he came over and played on the album. I didn't see him while he was here, but Shane spent basically 10 days, and they said it was great, you know. So, but you know, obviously John, although John is part of the live band, you know, but he's not a Napalm Death member per se, you know. He's a live guitarist, which is not at all in any way to minimise his contribution or to be disrespectful. It's not, you know. That's the situation.
Yeah,
you know?
like we said there, he has been
Yeah,
spot on.
yeah. So you know.
Yeah. As always, you've always got a lot to say about him.
Hopefully, yeah, as much as any person has, you know.
No, but I think that's part of the way that Napalm Death's success, if you like, can be attributed to in the modern era, is your own intelligent way of putting things across, kind of thing. I wouldn't say you're a preacher, if you like.
No.
I mean, forward.
Yeah, here's the thing, mate. I would just sort of, what I would say to that is that it doesn't. I get what you're trying to say, but it doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. Actually, it's more to do with the most basic human, like, thought mechanisms, you know. Intelligence really isn't, because you don't have to do like a formula or an equation to hopefully work out, you know, what's trying to be said. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you know.
sense.
So, but I get what you're saying. You know, it's just that I just see it like it's just basic humanity. You know, that's always been the point where I've come in from. You know, so whatever you want to put into that. Is it's all in the under the umbrella, you know what I mean? So, you know, whatever you want to mention.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting wrong. I'm not trying to brown that.
No, not at all. No, I wasn't suggesting you was, but I'm just saying. I just wanted to clarify. You know, it's not actually. It's not about being studious or look how clever I am sort of thing.
Yeah.
When you're, it's not about that, because actually that would be counterproductive, because it's got to be. Yes, you have to write creatively. But if you're trying to put over the sort of ideas that we are, it needs to be understood. You know, it needs not to be fucking word salad. Hopefully, you know. So that's the point, I suppose. You know.
Cool. Oh, I'm just cleaning those.
Yeah.
With the new album, I can imagine there's a number of topics being tackled, and there's no shortage of tackles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There's no shortage of problems to tackle, but one of the most pressing issues in Britain right now, obviously, is Brexit.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how, if at all, that will affect your lives as a touring.
Oh, it will. It will affect everybody who's involved in creative arts. You know, not just in Napalm Death. It will affect everybody. You know?
I mean, obviously, we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet, but it is going to make.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny old situation, because here's the thing. You know, the way my sort of mindset is, if people were to kind of guess what my position was on it, they'd probably think I was completely anti-EU, you know, because but I've got a slightly more refined view on it than that. Sure, you know, in terms of its monolithic kind of finance-driven nature, then that stuff leaves me quite uneasy, you know, and some of the things that, like what happened with Greece, you know, their forced austerity, I just think was like pretty despicable, you know what I mean?
Well, I was just thinking there, I saw something from Yanis Varoufakis a couple of days ago, he talked about Angela Merkel going to Greece to survey the damage she's done.
Yeah. I mean, there's many different things to talk about. That being said, you know, what people have to understand is that in the 1930s, when Europe was arguably its most fragmented, you know, after the League of Nations, which was you could say was the first European Union, was just falling to pieces basically, and everybody took their eye off the ball, and the likes of Franco, Hitler, Mussolini were allowed to flourish, and you had, well, you know, the rest is history kind of thing. So if people aren't careful, the way Europe is fragmented at the moment, I think we could seriously have another situation.
Yeah.
You already have in Hungary, and you have very extreme right-wing neo-fascist movements being allowed to operate openly on the streets.
Yeah.
Militias, citizens' militias. Yeah. You know, and governments turning a blind eye, and in some cases openly supporting them. You know, which means you're then supporting oppression and violence against like gypsies, gay people, all sorts. There's been Jews, you know, again, you know, have been harassed, you know. So we kind of need to be careful really about where things go, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, here's the thing, I'm not patriotic at all.
No.
Never have been, you know. But here's the thing, in terms of the wider landmass, and this is not a racial thing, but I actually feel quite European in the sense of I've been lucky enough to experience the many facets of Europe, and I think it's fucking great. You know what I mean? You know, and so I don't want to lose that unity of purpose. You know, if we're talking about a European Union, I'm all for a socialistic like European Union. You know, in the sense of cooperation, helping countries if they fall, you know, into certain things. Don't punish them. No, fucking help them. You know what I mean? You know, it's that to me is what I would want from it. You know.
Absolutely. I mean,
so sorry. No, go on.
No, I was going to say about that's like what you're saying with austerity in Greece.
Yeah.
Is that they can never get out of it because they have to borrow more money.
Yeah.
To pay back previous debts.
Sure.
And then have to.
And there's interest. You know. You know the European mechanism doesn't say, oh, you can have these loans interest free. It doesn't work that way.
The argument has always been that Germany should just wipe off the Greek debt like Greece did to Germany.
Yeah. Well, there is something to say for that. Yeah, but it's. You know, it's a really difficult situation, and you know, there's this thing in the UK, in as much as there is anywhere else, that just fucking makes me laugh. You know, there's a certain percentage of the population who yearn for the good old days, which weren't actually the good old days. You know, the British Empire and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty shitty actually. You know what Britain did to, you know, other nations and stuff. You know, and then of course the irony of that is people then complain when you get refugees and people come when, like, arguably the damage goes back 100+ years. You know, that what we did to the infrastructure, some of these
everywhere from
countries.
to India.
What the fuck do you expect? You know, if you go and invade or occupy other countries, you know, you got to expect the same kind. That's how it works, man. You know, so it's all a bit of a mess. Yeah. I mean, the Brexit thing. I mean, who knows at this point, but I can only tell you that my brother works for a car factory, you know, and he obviously owns a family, he relies on his wages as much as anybody else does, and he's going on short time, you know, because of it. Whichever way you fucking slice it, that's the reality, you know, so we'll see what happens basically, but it don't look fucking good at this point, if
that's all I know. And like you say, one of the scariest things to come from it is kind of a rise of a right wing.
Yeah.
Here, I mean, there's always been that right wing extremism.
Yeah.
But in the last few years, it's got a voice.
Yeah, I mean, it's
because of Brexit.
Yeah. Well, it's been legitimised. You know, is the thing to say about it. I mean, you know, ultimately, if people want to think that way, you know, it's up to them. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But the problem is when it starts to interfere with civic structures. Yeah. You know, when you have these people trying to get involved in everyday, like, governmental mechanisms, and so again, going back to what I was saying, if people ain't careful, you're going to get what you're getting. You'll get civil war, because in the 1930s, I have friends of some of my relatives fought in the Red Brigades against Franco, you know, in Spain, you know, because there was a European socialist, like, upright, people just went over and fought against, you know, because they could see what was going to happen, you know, and the same could happen again in Europe, you know, and then people like me, you know, who try to be a pacifist, I don't want to fight, you know, I'm sick of fucking violence, you know, but it's like, then you kind of have to look at the big picture and go, well, hang on a minute, if something ain't done, there's going to be genocide, you know, so what do you do? Do you then step back and say, well, all war is fucking, you know, it's not acceptable, and I don't want to contribute to that? Yeah, of course, that's the way I feel right now, but, you know, when push comes to shove,
I mean, in a way, it's almost like the music, in the sense that Napalm Death, for its pacifism, if you like, it still has that very extreme sound. You have
Well,
to
that's
be extreme.
that's the contradiction. You know, that's the contradiction in terms. You know.
Yeah.
But I like that contradiction.
I do as well, but
You don't have to be. You know, the point is that one of the mistakes that people make, and there is a simple way to put it. People that don't know about the band, you say, "Oh, Napalm Death" to them, and you give them maybe a little taste of it. Fucking hell, what are these people like? You know, they must be absolute fucking raving, you know. And of course, that's not the case at all, you know. So, yeah.
It happened yesterday. I was showing my girlfriend footage of you at Hellfest. She's like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "He's a lovely guy."
Yeah.
And Shane as well. Shane's great.
Yeah.
But one thing I've always wanted to ask you about, and it's not really relevant nowadays, I just wanted to know, was your time with Extreme Noise Terror. Because you only...
Oh, it's relevant. It's part of the history, you know.
Well,
things, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, it's one of those things like, it's over 20 years ago now, so there's a lot of people now that go, "Oh, he was in the
Yeah. It was a funny old situation.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what happened was I'd left Napalm.
Yeah.
Or rather, I was ejected for a little while.
Yeah.
In that time, I was like wondering what I was going to do next, which actually didn't involve music. My thought process at the time, you know, because actually, the reason for me playing music was for no other reason than Napalm Death. You know, that was my favourite band. That was the band I really ultimately wanted to be in. And I know I had a couple of other bands before, but that was really the sole reason. So once that period happened in '97, I was like, nah, not interested. Don't want to do another band. Sick of the fucking bollocks. I didn't like, you know, the music business. I thought was full of fucking just bullshit. You know what I mean? I was just like, nah, time for me to do something else. You know, the other things that I was thinking of doing, which I'm still going to do, hopefully at some point. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? But then I was sitting at home one day, and I got I don't know, it was a phone call or something like that. And it was Dean, and Dean was like, "Oh, do you want to join ENT?" I was like, let me think about it. I was like, well, I don't know, mate, to be honest. I was like, I'll just come out of one band. I don't really want to jump straight into another. And he's like, "Oh, please, like, you know," I'm not saying he was begging, but he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "Look, mate," I said, what's your plan? You know, he's like, "I want to make an album," you know. I was like, "I'll tell you what," I said, "I'll do the album with you if you've got all the stuff written. And if we do any shows," I said, "it'll just be case to case basis. I don't want to get into like heavy tours." He was like, yeah, no problem. So we did it, and it was great. I mean, it's fucking loony, like, you know what I mean?
I think Damage Creator one's one of the best ENT.
Do you really? See, here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I was disappointed in it, you know. I'm not saying it's a bad album per se, but my ENT, my favourite ENT is like the Radioactive split with Chaos UK, that really early stuff. I grew up with the band, that stuff. Yeah. So I was a little bit like, bloody hell, it's a bit of a metal album, Dean. And he's like, yeah, you know, well, look, Ali, and he's great. I was like, yeah, but I was kind of hoping it would be a bit more, you know, like that. Yeah. But you know what? That being said, I fucking really enjoyed myself. Dean was fucking brilliant, like, you know what I mean? And Ali as well, you know, the other guy who was in them at the time. Yeah. He was really nice. The studio went and recorded. The guy was, it was actually a place where Cradle of Filth used to rehearse us down, you know, Angling, Ipswich or Norwich. Yeah. And it was a really good laugh. Yeah. It was good while it lasted, but I was never gonna join the band full time, you know. No. And of course, obviously, Phil had gone the other way, and so for a while. So yeah.
No, but I say I really like that album, and it's a cool thing as well. I mean, bands like Extreme Noise Terror and Benediction, they're great bands.
Yeah.
Really, I saw Benediction last year 7,000 times. Brilliant.
Oh, we're going on that next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that we just got asked at the last minute, you know. They asked us like Friday, and we got to leave Wednesday.
Well, there was Exodus was saying the same thing happened to them last year. It was a week before.
Yeah. So, I've been on that boat before. I like it as just a ridiculous few days away. It's all right, I didn't like some of the stuff that was involved with it, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, you know, as a general, I was a bit uncomfortable with a couple of things actually. But yeah.
Right. See, I had a sort of mixed feeling about it. Is in the way that I had a great time. I really enjoyed it. It was good to, you know, I'd never been to Florida before, and it was good to go to the Caribbean as well and see the Grand Turks and Caicos. Very nice. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I go around all day talking about socialism. What the fuck am I doing on a luxury cruise?
Yeah, yeah. Well, for me, it was like more refined things than that. It was like what I didn't like about it was I didn't, and this will go for any big boat like that. I suppose I didn't like the way that fucking staff were made to work. Fucking, they were working all the time. Noticeably from like Southeast Asia, you know. See, I mean, I can't say 100% of course, but I had a feeling they were being like really seriously exploited. You know, it was like pretty weird at the time. You know, and also what I didn't like was when you get into the port, like the company has got the monopoly on the seafront.
Yeah.
So it's all their vendors.
Yeah.
And like in places like in Jamaica where we landed, these people need the money, man. They need to be able to come into the ports and fucking sell whatever they're selling. Yeah. I just thought that was really off, you know, that left a bad taste in my mouth, you know. But, so yeah, it's things that perhaps not everybody would necessarily like wish to think about, but it kind of bothered me a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I must say I noticed as well that most of the staff was Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Quite a few from the West Indies.
Yeah.
Which you'd expect.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I know, I wanted to ask you this last time about, I didn't get around to it. I know you're a big fan of independent films.
Yeah.
So what have you seen lately?
That's a good question. You know, lately I haven't really sort of, I've been so fucking busy, you know, getting this Napalm stuff together.
Yeah.
There has been a couple of things that I've seen which are fucking amazing actually. Oh, I saw a Korean film that was about oh god, it was about, I can't remember now for the life of me. It was about a guy that takes refugees on a boat and smuggles them on a boat, and it all goes horribly wrong and like everybody gets killed, and it's a pretty tragic film. It was really good, man. It was a really good film. I wish I could remember the name of it, but I can't.
I'll see if I can just like...
Yeah, it's about, what else? There's another one as well that I saw. Funnily enough, you know, sometimes the best places to see independent films, and you wouldn't think it, on fucking planes. Sometimes they have the most amazing selection of films that you would never have heard of.
Well, when I was on my way to Florida, I saw a Japanese film, Let Me Eat Your Pancreas.
Yeah.
The thing is, I thought, that's going to be like that's going to be great. I was crying like a little bitch.
Yeah. But I've seen some really good films on planes, like some really kind of... Oh, I saw another one that was about... during communism in Europe. It was about Poland and some guy in Poland that was doing something. It wasn't the Lech Wałęsa film, which I've seen, which is really good actually. There was something else, and they were just after this guy the whole way through the film. It was really interesting. He managed to dodge the authorities and stuff, you know. It was quite good.
Have you seen the new Lars von Trier film yet?
Not yet, no.
That's really fun.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Antichrist, which is the last one I saw by him, which I thought was fucking amazing film.
It's his best one since Antichrist.
I like
Melancholia and Nymphomania.
Yeah.
And it's quite reminiscent of it, but in a different way.
Yeah. I love independent cinema. Fucking love it.
Yeah. And just finally to end it on a more casual note, how do you see Villa finishing this season?
I mean, it's actually here's the thing. The guy that's managing him now is an old schoolmate of mine. I used to go to school with him.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, he's old.
I knew he was a Villa fan.
He's from Great Bar. You know. His family, Dave, his older brother, still lives there. You know, and his parents just regular. You know, like everybody else, family. You know, just. So followed his career really. He was at Warsaw for a long time, and then he played for them. He managed them. He went to Hereford. I think he was captain of Hereford, and then he obviously Brentford, and now
He did brilliant with Brentford.
Yeah.
As a QPR fan, I mean,
Sure, yeah. But no, it's such a weird thing. So, like I say, I know his brother died really well. The Scott Arms pub in Great Valley, they used to drink in there. They're all, they're all from there. So, if I haven't seen him for years, Dean, but if it'd be fucking strange if I saw him again, probably. So
yeah. Oh, brilliant. Well, I really do hope Villa can be.
Well, we'll see. You know what, mate? Here's the thing. It's the same old. We got some fucking brilliant players.
Yeah.
But sometimes the teamwork. I would not say the tactics.
No.
The teamwork is a little lacking sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he got a huge boost though, keeping Tammy Abraham.
Well, here's the thing as well. The Wolves are after him, But it's like, I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing with him, man.
Yeah.
How he has not been signed up by another club yet, I will never know. And what the numbers that I heard that Wolves are offering Chelsea, 19 million. The price of some of the fucking players out there, second stand, like not substandard necessarily, but not.
Yeah.
The goals that he scores, and he could score in them. There's no doubt he could do the same in the Premier League. I'm fucking convinced of it.
Yeah.
That type of player, 19 million, fuck me. What, there's a bargain, absolute bargain. He is fucking brilliant, man. Yeah.
Sorry.
Peanuts, 19 million in this.
Yeah, but in a way, I hate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, of course, but he is fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I tell you, he's like one of the few players you can look at and go, he is the fucking real deal. Like you know what I mean? He really is.
Yeah. I mean, you compare that to say Barcelona spent 135 on Dembele from Dortmund.
Yeah. What a crazy fucking deal that was like. You know what I mean?
That's the case of we got this money.
Yeah, spend it. Yeah. No, Abraham's of course. I think even if Villa are in the Premier League, it would be questionable whether we could keep hold of him if we wanted to buy him. But I have to say that he must have the patience of a fucking. Well, I don't want to say a saint, but you know what I mean. It's like he stood in the second string for all that time, and he's kept his cool and he's playing in the reserves. I mean, a player like that, you know what I mean? Back me, So
It's a bit like when Lukaku was at Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone knew what he could do at that time. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, Mark.
No worries,
Really
any time. Cheers, yeah. You're right, Sean.
Alright, you're right.
Yeah, mate.